Hey guys, give me a moment. How are you doing? How's it going, everyone? Since I didn't get a video out this week, I figured I'd stream. Haha, you did? Nice. Well, thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to get my window set up real quick before I go into the Minecraft window. So give me a moment. I'm doing good, B-Boy. I'm glad you are doing good, I mean. Almost ready. Be patient. Welcome back after 2 seconds. Welcome back. Didn't really miss you. Just kidding. Yes, I did miss you for 2 whole minutes. I missed you. Okay, we should be okay. If I need to quickly re-hide this and turn it on again, I'll do that. There we go. I think that's right. I don't, but my friend has friends over. Let's put it that way. So if they make noise, I apologize. This is a rose I built last time, but we're not building a rose. I'm gonna do something different. So, in my title, I wasn't sure what I wanted to build, but there was like this little idea I had in my mind. So I figured we'd go ahead and just try building it. I don't know. It's going to be a peacock eventually, but we're not going to start with the peacock. It's going to be standing on like a pillar. So I'm going to go ahead and select the few blocks that we're going to use for this pillar. We're going to be building a peacock kind of standing on a column. I don't know, it's kind of different. It's just this idea I've had, I don't know. I know I'm going to be using a lot of white blocks. Not sure what blocks I want to use actually. Yes, a lot of people were saying that the rose reminded them of Beauty and the Beast. Oh, can you hear me now? Is that good? If you can't hear me, please let me know, and I will adjust things. Okay, so I think I'm just going to use quartz to start this, even though, yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. Actually, the first thing we're going to do is make just a simple hollow cylinder, probably out of quartz, probably who knows how big. Good. And since I have to think about how big my peacock is going to be once this pillar is done, I feel like that might look big to you guys, but to me that looks tiny. I'm just so used to building so big. But maybe we can try this. This is not too small, I suppose. Maybe we might want to go a little bit smaller even, actually. Maybe I shouldn't kill myself with this. Now here's the tricky part. I'm going to try to carve out... This is my first time trying this, so this will be a fun experiment. Can I build myself? I'm actually thinking about doing that, possibly, for like a special, once we reach a certain subscriber count, maybe? Yeah, it doesn't matter if you can watch on either YouTube or Twitch, you will be able to see all of the chats either way, whichever one you prefer, so. 4 times bigger. I mean, I have so many people complain that the statues I make as they are already too big, but if you want to make it bigger, go for it. I myself have a hard time building really small, it's just hard for me to do. That looks a little strange. So this is very, This is a lot trickier than I thought it would be. Did I even fix that right? I don't know. Quite a bit actually. You can just look at my channel and see I actually lose track of all the animals I've built. Turn this down. You hear rain in the background. There is no rain in the background, but you might be hearing fans or something like that. What would be the best way to do this? To copy that and then rotate it? That looks really bad though. This one right here looks weird. So I'm going to mark out, This is very confusing. Thank you. This is a new thing I'm trying here, so it's going to take me a while to figure it out, okay? But we're not in a rush, so that's okay. Hello, Dragon Crafts. How are you? I need to find the center point. I wish I marked it the first time. Where is the center? Somewhere around here. If you hear lots of loud noises, I'm sorry. There's some friends in the other room. Friends of a friend. Hopefully they won't get too loud. I'm doing great, Dragon Crafts. All right, let's copy this. I'm going to... Did my music just stop? I just realized that. It got really quiet all of a sudden. Or maybe it is playing. Oh, it is playing. I just turned my sound off. We're good. I was worried there for a second. Rotate 90, paste, and then we'll repeat that 2 more times. And now, okay, it's kind of what we were wanting. I have done a mermaid. I've actually done 2 mermaids. I did a smaller mermaid tutorial and I did a mermaid organic. In fact, the mermaid organic build I did was my first build ever using voxel sniper, so it's a little bit rough. I mean, it looks okay, but I've learned a lot since then, so it's not going to be the best quality of my builds. Let's stack this to start. No, let's do 50 up, just to get an idea of what it's looking like. Oh, that was a lot taller than that. Let's see, it's supposed to look like a column. That actually doesn't look too bad. I actually think it looks okay. Hey Diego, how are you? This does need to be a lot taller though. Actually, I'm glad I'm making it this small because I just realized this is gonna have to be pretty tall. We'll add 30 to that. Maybe we'll just do an even 100. Let's just do that. And I accidentally left that center point there, but that's okay because I will need that later. So I'll just leave that there. It's gonna get covered up anyway. We're gonna be building a peacock, but first I'm going to build this column that it's gonna be standing on. So this is just like a little pillar here I'm building. I'm not sure how I want to color it yet. You know, it's just whatever. You build your daughter. You mean Crystal? I didn't know she was your daughter. That's kind of scary. Hey, Mike. You were attacked by a peacock. I've never had close encounters with one, so I wouldn't know what that's like. Oh, no problem. You can always come back and watch it. It will always be here. Peacocks are a lot annoying, but they are pretty. Can't deny that fact. That's the only reason I'm building one. And they're really complex, so it's going to be good practice. This is just a practice build. I didn't mean to stack that. What am I doing? It's the wrong command. All right, I'm going to mark off all of this. I think I want it farther out even. Oh, that's probably fine. We're going to just mark off how this is going to look, and then we'll just revolve it all at once. And it should go all around perfectly. So I'll just make a few designs in here. How does that look? Does that look good? So, I'm gonna try it anyway. We can always redo it if it looks really bad. Hello, Charlie, how are you? Yeah, I think it'll be good. I'm just concerned about scale right now. So I think I haven't used this in a while. Is it Revolve 1000? Let's see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Hey, Jem. My voice is weird? How dare you? You're the first person who's ever said my voice is weird, B-boy. Maybe if let me try turning up my volume just a little bit and see if that helps. I do have a naturally quiet voice, so if I need to turn up the volume, I will do that. I don't like speaking louder than I have to. Hello, Natalie. All right, I need to figure out what the top is going to look like now. I think it's going to be. Does it need to be taller? Does it not? I think what we'll do. I didn't plan it this far ahead, so I don't know what I'm doing. That's weird because I don't know why it's sounding muffled. Okay, as long as you guys are okay with it. Hello, Kais. How are you? Does anyone remember the circle I used? I think it was 18. Actually, I think we need a square on top. No, we do want a circle on top. That's right. So let's do cylinder. Don't know the ID for quartz. I don't have them all memorized. And 24. That might be a little too big. I might go to 22 instead. I'm not sure, maybe an hour or so. Usually my streams end up being 2 hours. It really just all depends on what I'm doing and how much inspiration I can keep going for that 2 hours. This is the most annoying thing, trying to get this selected onto one row. Here we go. Yes, I'm also flying too fast. I usually keep my speed at 2 and no higher. I think I was at 3, and I have a hard time landing on anything with anything higher than 2. It's so weird. I'm actually using a reference photo for this pillar. So I'm looking at it, trying to figure out how to do these little scroll things on the sides, and I have no idea. I think I'd have to build one and then just rotate it at 45 degrees and then rotate that again. That's what I'm gonna have to do. But this pillar is already a lot bigger than I was thinking. Okay, but we're good. This will make a really big, we're gonna have a huge, enormous peacock on this, guys. I was actually thinking I was going too small and now it's ending up too big. Oh well. Good night, Dragoncrafts. Thanks for coming by, even though it's so early for you. Early/late. So I'm just going to build the scroll here, but it's going to be rotated later. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be rotated. Could technically. I just think the way Minecraft translates blocks, I think it would look better on the 45-degree angle, but we'll see. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do all of this by hand. It's just that complicated. I think I'm going to just do half of it though, and then we'll flip it over. It's not exactly just straight on either, it kind of curves out at the end. It's very strange. The Greeks had very unique style. Very ornate. All the work, yes. This isn't really work though. This is just fun. And if I get really quiet for lapses of time, I just get really focused on my build. And sometimes it's hard to commentate every little thing, especially this pillar. I basically already told you what I'm doing here. I'm hoping that at least we'll get around to starting the Peacock in this stream. I don't want to spend the entire stream doing the column. As soon as we get a basic pattern done, then we can start the Peacock. I will probably color it later though. Right now I'm just gonna get the form done. Actually, well, I did kind of start streaming in survival again on Twitch, but I don't know, I just haven't had much time or much desire to do that lately. There's a slight chance I might start a new series when 1.14 comes out, but I'm not sold on that yet. Because if I do that, it's going to take away from every other video I make. Pizza, Mike. Because pizza's easy. And always good. I have a feeling I can just hack this scroll and it would look good no matter what. I don't think it's going to be picture perfect. Hey Sam, how are you? Should have filled this whole thing in. Whoops. Now that I think about it, it'll just be easier to carve it out. Oh, thank you so much, Ona. I haven't seen you in a while on my streams. Nice to see you. Not long, Sam. Only about almost 30 minutes, not quite. I'm still gonna be here for a while, figuring this thing out. Ooh, that looks so sloppy. It's not even a circle. I don't know where the circle went. We'll get it. We'll figure it out. Just need to keep messing with it. But yeah, I don't know about the survival idea. Maybe we'll do a poll or something about that. But if I did do survival, I would probably have to stop doing tutorials, or I would have to cut something out just because I can't keep everything up when I'm doing survival too. Currently, it's just a pillar SAM, but we're going to be doing a peacock on top. And you can see a corner of my rose from my other stream over there. That's closer, not quite. It's closer to what we want. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Especially getting the round shape, right? I also have to make sure I'm not going... We're probably okay with that, actually. No, I'm not going to do a face cam. Not now. There's something I'm missing here. I think what it is this goes out a little more on this side. And this goes in a little bit more. Let's close it off too so that we can flip it over without having to rebuild on all these blocks. Thank you, Beanie. Thank you for your kind words. It's still a little too straight here. It's gonna bother me. I need to angle it a little bit more in. So if I destroy some of those, it should get more of an angle like that, which is what we need, I think. Just based on this photograph I'm looking at, trying my best to make it look realistic. Okay, let's try this. Hopefully it looks okay. Sometimes it does look okay, sometimes not. It looks very wide, but I think it will work for what we want. And it's gonna get messed up anyway as soon as I rotate it. That's the sad part, is you spend all this time shaping it just for it to get deformed. That's okay. I'll just expand it at this point. Sometimes it's hard to get that exact block. Okay. I lost my center point, that's sad. Oh, we have some down here. I don't know if this is gonna work well. Let's try it. Let's see how much damage we did there. Play Fortnite? No. Not really into that kind of game. See? I shouldn't have spent so much time shaping it. I'm just gonna have to do it again anyway. But I'll reshape this one and then I'll rotate it for the other corners. It's funny how I can't even keep it consistent. It doesn't even have a consistent breaks in the blocks from one side to the other. You'd think it would be because we just rotated it 45 degrees, but no. It has to all be different on both sides. Shells, corals, and little fish. The problem with making tutorials for little things like that is they're so tiny. I mean, it all depends on what size you're wanting. I tend to make larger things in my tutorials just because I like a lot of detail and I like realism, but I mean, for me, making a little tiny fish, I don't know, you could probably do a simple fish in just like with just a few blocks, but I don't know, we'll have to think about it. I did do the mini animals build once with some smaller animals, and even though those are smaller, they're still quite large, just because that's just the way it is in Minecraft, I guess. I have heard of it, but I've never played it. Alright, I think I'm not going to even care if this is symmetrical anymore. I've kind of lost all my... yeah, I just don't care anymore. As long as it looks good. The wolf is probably one of my bigger ones. They're all about the same size though. Most of my little statues and stuff, I try to keep them around the same size. It's just anytime I try to go smaller, it gets more difficult to design them. And anytime I go bigger, it just makes the tutorial way longer and a lot harder to make. So it's hard to find a good consistent size. I try to keep it consistent. You're so emotional. Why do I make you feel emotional? I'm not sure. Like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I can tell you right now, I don't need $500 from you. That's just too much. That's looking a little bit better, isn't it? What is this supposed to look like? It's supposed to look like a scroll, like a swirl, but it also has depth to it, like it's been carved. So I'm spending a lot more time on this than I was planning, so I think we might take a break from it as soon as I finish this and just start the peacock. I don't want to spend this entire stream on this pillar. I'm just taking my time with it. So this is the process I go through when I'm building. It's just, you know, I just take my time with things sometimes. and rework them and rework them. But that, okay, B-boy. And Sam, how does this look? We're just gonna go with this and try it. I don't know if I'm set on how it looks. I don't know if I like it, but there is a way to, I need to learn all my selecting commands. There is a way to shrink this. I just don't know what it is. I always forget what it is. Okay. Let's go ahead and move it slightly. Let's move it to this way and move it to that way. And let's copy that, rotate 90, and paste. And we'll do that 2 more times. Okay, that should be right. It doesn't matter what the inside looks like as long as we have these. It looks kind of strange, looks too ballish. We might be able to fix that. I know it looks really ballish now, but I haven't finished the rest of this part in here. So we can kind of like, for example, we can extend it in like this and kind of smooth it out once we get more into that. But the end is going to look like a ball. It really does kind of look like a ball, honestly, but in the picture. But I can kind of also see that we could probably carve into it a little more. If we'll just have to fix all of that. Maybe we'll fix that later. That's not priority right now. Okay, so I'm going to leave that gap there. It's a little bit awkward. We'll fill it in with some kind of pattern later on. Actually, before we can do a quick pattern right now. Actually, we'll just do we'll just make this extend out, kind of like what we did for the bottom, and we'll just rotate it real fast just to fill it in. And let me mark the center point here, because that would be nice. There it is. It is coming across as a little bit weird. Just a tad. I don't know how else is going to work with a 3 wide, but there's a first time for everything, right? Oh, that was right. Chickens worshipping the peacock. No. No, we don't need that. Revolve. I forgot to copy it, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't have to. There we go. It's very basic. We'll probably fix the scrolls later. We can always go back to it. It's no problem. All right, let me get some, I need to get a brush now to get started with a peacock. They actually have very long legs. Didn't really realize how long of legs they have until I looked up some of the pictures I've looked up. size 4. Actually, let's do size 3. Actually, I'm going to change the material to gold or something else. I normally use wool, but since we're building on white, it's going to be harder to see. So, good question. It's a lot bigger. 121. You think we'll have room for the peacock? How much space do we have? We got plenty of space. I left it like this because I made it taller because the tail is going to go down, and I wanted to make sure we had plenty of room for it. I also ended up making the pillar a lot bigger than I was originally intending. So, Beanie, I understand you like my voice. I don't think you need to tell me again, though. I understand. Believe me, the peacock isn't going to be as tall as the pillar. It's not supposed to be. And I got the wrong block. What is the ID for gold? I was close. I did 42 and it's 41. Okay. This is a really big pillar. I'm very tempted right now to actually scale it down once. The only problem with that is it's going to mess up everything, potentially. I actually might scale it. It is really big. We can make a copy of it and try it and see if it works okay. Let's copy it first. Paste minus A minus, oops, not what I meant to do, minus S, so we can get our selection over here too. And then we're going to scale. Let's try 0.8. Now see, this messes up everything, but I feel like that's a better size for what we're doing. Let me go over there and look at it. It's still really big. It's not just the height, it's the width at the top. It's just really large. This is why I wanted to scale it. The height is fine because it's proportionate to the size of the top of it. Let me see how hard it would be to fix this. This probably wouldn't be too bad. We just have to patch it up. All right, let's go ahead and let's try this one. Let's move it 10 down. Okay, we need 1, 2, is it 4 more? I can't tell. No, 5 more. There. And if we just patch it up like this, I need to think about the breaks in it though. And right about here, we're just going to do the same process we did for the other one. We still have our center pillar here, so that's good. We're going to copy this and rotate it and then stack it up. Rotate it. Rotate. I did copy that right. Okay. Just checking. And all right, now we need to stack it. wait up. This half is already complete. So I could just take that and flip it over. That would be the easier thing to do. Let me undo all that stuff I just did. No, let me redo that. So this half here, okay, this will work. We'll just take this from here to all the way up here. And we'll just rotate that. I think that'll be okay. It will be fine. Except... Hello, Blaze Lord, how are you? Sorry if this is taking a lot longer than I was anticipating, guys. I just started off the first one way too big. I need to fix this. I might fix it off stream, who knows? We'll see. Copy, I needed to copy it from here. That was my mistake before. That should be a good. And then we'll just move it down, probably. I didn't realize I didn't select that whole thing. Whoops. Let's try that again. Alright, I'm just going to retype it because my commands are all messed up. Alright, say goodbye to the beautiful large pillar. Oh, it looks like I need to move this one down again. That's not a problem. This wasn't that hard to make. I can always remake one easily. Hey, Chrisanne, how are you? Alright guys, we will get around to starting the Peacock. I can stream for about another hour and we'll just focus on the Peacock now. We'll fix up the column. It's still got holes and it's messed up, but you know, I should probably have kept my center point. Where was it? It was right here. I'm going to keep that there just so I know where the center is in case I need it for anything. Yes, I need to rename my stream if I just have the pillar. Okay, we could probably have moved that later, but... I want to get it about right. I'm doing good, thanks for asking. Alright, this is more of the scale I was thinking. This is better. I'm glad I went through all that pain to get this smaller. Yes, I do agree that the scrolls look a little bit like a ball, but I'll get those fixed sometime. Okay, let's get the blend ball brush. If I can remember the command. There we go. I always like to make things more complicated by building everything on an angle. It doesn't make anything easier. But it always makes the build look better in the end. Yes. Beautiful peacock legs, aren't they? Beautifully incomplete. We could probably make this body bigger, actually. Let me see. Let's bring this out a little more. I'm not sure why my screen is glitching like that. It's a little bit weird. It is kind of shaped like an emu. It's got this really... Peacocks have a funny shape the more you look at them. But the tail will balance it out. Once we bring in the tail, it will start to look like a peacock. I wanted to try peacock because I wanted to try doing the tail feathers, but I'm not doing it with its tail spread out. But even so, it's going to be a little challenging. Just a little practice build here. And my organics might not look quite like it's correct right away either. It's going to take me a little bit to get this shape right. Let me see if that's about the right size. I think the neck is going to be really thin. The body does need to be much bigger. Not much bigger, just a little bit bigger on the back. I'm going to do that a couple times. Maybe I should have it, I'm going to remove this part. Ooh. Yeah, I want to experiment, especially with the tail, how to color it, because it's so complex. I don't even know if I have to do it by hand or if I'm going to be able to use commands. We'll see. I'm going to try to do it with commands, but if I can't figure that out, we'll probably end up just doing the whole thing by hand. I don't think I'm going to be making a time lapse out of this either. This is just going to be probably completely built in streams. It's not big enough for me to want to make a time lapse out of it, I guess. It's just going to be this little square build here. I have several reference photos pulled up right now, but I'm not going to be doing any coloring today. It's just going to be shaping. Well, it's not even just that. They have these individual like patterns on each individual feather has a little like a, I don't know what they call it. Kind of looks like an eye, like a little pattern on it. They're like very intricate details on their feathers. That's an interesting idea, Mike. I didn't even think about that one. But that would be a pain for all the feathers involved in one tail. But I can't see it being any more of a pain than having to do it by hand. I mean, that takes long enough as it is. But it's definitely something to think about. Right now I'm using voxel sniper. I don't know much about voxel sniper. Literally the command I'm using right now is the only thing I use for it. Everything else I do is basically world edit. Well, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Calling it a train. This tail is going to... my original idea, I might add a fantasy to it, a little more fantasy to it and make it spiral around, but that's not a natural way for the tail of peacock to fall. It always falls straight because it also falls in the order the feathers fall down. So it wouldn't naturally curve around anything, but that was what I was originally thinking. I'm not sure if it would look good though, just knowing that the feathers would be bending. It just sounds weird to me. And it looks like I need my carving brush already. Okay, so I need to set up a little brush here so I can carve a little bit. This will be an airbrush. Probably size 2, not too big. And we'll mask the gold. Their heads are actually really small compared to their bodies, so this does not even need to be this big. The head would even be smaller than that. It would be more like that, I think. With a little bit of adjustments here and there. I don't know how detailed I want to get with this. I could spend hours on just doing the shaping, but I probably won't. Yeah, and I might not start the tail yet. Maybe I should come up with a better a way of doing it. I have to think about that. All right, I think I need to fix up the head now by hand. Let me check my proportions real quick. I'm not sure if this is right. The legs need to be skinnier, but I can do that by hand. Okay, B-boy, see you later. Well, he's never gonna be right first try, Dylan. You gotta keep working at it. Actually, the legs could probably be a little bit even skinnier than that. Like, they don't need to be big at all. It always is a little more boring at the beginning of a build, because I get into more of my shaping and stuff. It's not as interesting to look at this point. I mean, even I get bored looking at it like this because it's just a blob of blocks, pretty much. It's not quite shaped right, and that just takes time. Getting all these little weird blocks filled in. See, this block here, that doesn't need to be there. All right, I didn't make these skinny enough. Can you imagine building something like this in survival? That'd be pretty near impossible, I think. Or you'd have to have it like all laid out and know exactly where each block would go in advance, I guess. Yes, I see everything. And if I'm not mistaken, all your messages are going to Twitch too, so it probably didn't delete from there if you deleted it from YouTube. I don't know if I'm right or not because I haven't tested it out, but I'm thinking if you deleted it from one, it wouldn't delete from the other since it is using the Restream bot to transfer them. What are you scared about? There's nothing to be scared of. Alright, let's get these little legs done. Let's get some of these claws and stuff. How many toes does a peacock have? Because none of my pictures show it. I have no idea. Just gonna make something up. We'll just do 2. They do have 3 in the front, or is it like 1 in the back and 2 in the front? I'll have somebody else look it up for me. I'm going to do 2 in the front and kind of this one back one. You want me to do like a unrealistic twist around? Well, here's the thing. If we do the twisted tail, then we won't do vines going around the pillar. Not really, compared to the rest of the peacock. They're actually a little bit small. The legs are a little bit too thick still. We'll just keep working on it. Well, I'm still not convinced I want to do that yet, Dylan. It's just an idea. It also depends on how difficult the feather tails will be, so. You're feeling 7? What? What does that mean? I could spend lots of time smoothing everything out, but I'm probably not going to. I'll just need to fix like these little areas under here. Something like that. Let's see, let's smooth that over a little bit more. I probably just didn't smooth under there. It's probably all that is. I think I'll make the feet. That does look a little weird. I think I'll let. That looks weird too. No, they're too flat. Oh, watch it, Dylan. I don't like that kind of talk in my streams. One good looking flower. Oh, this one? Yes. That flower was made like, I would have to say, it was made like 99% out of pure commands, which is why it looks so smooth. I barely touched it with my hand at all. Could render it in a little bit more. I used the loft tool for that, for most of it, and a little bit of world edit. No, I don't. Somebody else does. I did not know it was going to happen either. I was playing a stream and then, yeah. So I apologize if it gets really loud. Dylan, we're probably not going to do this all in one stream. It'll be multiple streams. Don't worry if you miss it. You can always just rewatch the live stream later. But we're probably not going to start the tail today. We'll probably get the colors and stuff done on this part of the bird. That's really weird. I'm looking at some pictures and some of them have the tail feathers starting here on the bird, and then some of them have it starting here. And they're all real life pictures. I'm not sure how these birds work. They're very interesting. Yes, I did make a tutorial on how to use Loft, and that was kind of why I built the rose. It was kind of me experimenting and testing it out a little bit more, because I had the idea to build it. I wanted to try it out. And like this build I'm doing right now is something new I'm trying. Just a really complex, organic. It doesn't have much shape right now. It looks really, it just kind of looks like a body sitting on top of legs. So I need to kind of morph them a little into each other a little more so it looks more realistic. Were you, Beanie? And you're just now remembering it. All right, let's do the head. I can stream for a little bit longer. Might cut it short. There's a lot of extra noise going on in the background. Well, this was the voice I was born with. It's nothing to get excited about. They have really tiny heads. Maybe that's why they're called a peacock. That makes sense. Hello, Guru. I'm doing great. I've never played League of Legends, so I don't even know who that is, Dylan. Honestly, I don't play much aside from Minecraft. I used to play other games. I just don't have time for that anymore. Ah, okay. So I don't even know what... It's a she then? I don't even know what she looks like. Tell you, building heads on 45-degree angles is not easy. Not easy. Three over this way. Okay, so it should go like right there. That's like where the eye goes. We'll probably do like a double-sided eye thing. I don't know. Is that head too big is my question. Yeah, let's just change the subject in chat. We don't need to talk about it anymore. Well, Samuel's about to fight you. I think you both need to just calm down. It's just a casual stream. Now we're reaching another problem. A peacock's head is not shaped like this. Believe it or not. They actually have, from what I'm seeing, wait, hold on. So like it's supposed to be a little more rounded down here, and not so flat. Their beaks aren't, well, they're not that high up probably. They're probably more like, well, they probably are on this level, but they actually have really tiny beaks now that I look at it. We'll probably have to do the beak and stairs anyway to get all the exact detail. I'll probably just do this as a placeholder. Yes. Mike, are you the only viewer on Twitch? My view count is completely messed up, and it's only showing me that 2 people are watching, so I honestly have no idea how many people are watching on YouTube or Twitch. I could check, but you know, I'm lazy. Beanie, whatever you want to do, I'm fine with it. Messy style or curves? I'm not sure what you mean by the difference of those. I'm not sure what you're talking about, because all organics use curves. And when you say messy, I'm not sure what you're implying. All organics are messy and use curves, in my opinion. I'm only using gold because normally I'd use white wool. It's just to help me get the shape. I'm only using the gold because I used white on the column and I want to make sure I can see the legs and everything. But once I recolor it, yeah, it will look better. Peacock's heads, though, are really tiny. This one, yeah, this is probably going to have to go a lot smaller than what I have already, even. I'll just keep messing with it. There is a way to copy and flip on a 45-degree angle, but it's a little more complicated than just, you know, flipping the regular way. Okay, now we need to move the forehead back. That looks a little bit better. Actually, that head is still a little too big. You'd be surprised. Their heads are so tiny. It's really funny, actually, for the size of birds they are. I think it's ended sand. Just don't bring it up, and I think it'll be fine. All right, let me check. The neck. Let me think about this real quick. Yeah, I'm going to adjust this a little bit, get this shape right. Just to go in just a little bit here. The neck juts out just a tiny bit here. The muscles do. And it's funny how punching one block away can make such a big difference. Oh, that won't be hard. Probably use fences, some skinny block like that to do it. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But you can see why I had to make it a larger scale, because I can't imagine making it a small peacock. It's just so much detail to include in this. I have to make it big. I wouldn't dare go any smaller than this, actually. This seems the perfect size. That looks a little bit better. A little bit better. I'm not sold on it, but I think it will be fine. I have a very bad habit of being really picky with my organics, and then in the end it doesn't make much of a difference for the overall shape. Hey, we got another Twitch person. A golden goose, a little bit, once we get the tail. Actually, a goose doesn't quite have this body shape, so if you look up a picture of a peacock, I think you would kind of get the connection a little more. Just for fun, why don't we figure out how the tail would look? So, I'm going to use a loft tool to just kind of figure out the path that this tail is going to go. I'm probably going to end up fixing this column. It's completely messed up, as you can see. We'll probably fix that before we actually add the tail, but we can get an idea at least. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use the same command I used to make that rose. Actually, let me remove that. Just to get an idea. Yes. I must resist fixing everything. I'm trying so hard to make this a quick build, and that's very hard for me to do. Trying to keep it moving quickly. I'm not going to do it all in one stream. It might end up taking 2 or 3 or maybe 4 more streams. Depends on how much detail I want to get into and if I want to add anything to it. That's a very exaggerated shape, but it's pretty close. So if I were to set that to something like emerald, what is the ID for emerald? Just to give us an idea. So let's do offset. Not really much anymore, Officer Big Eat. Not really much. I used to play other games, I just haven't had time. That's okay, so with a tail, just imagine that tail being complete. You can see that it looks like a peacock, right? Doesn't look like a goose. Just imagine it. I didn't promise I would, Dylan. Didn't promise. And this is just a placeholder. I'm going to remove it, in fact, because I'll need to fix the column before I can actually put the real one in. We'll keep it there for a little bit. I'll just go around fixing things by hand for a moment. We can try to get some colors in though on this peacock. I can try to start coloring it. I need to double check on the feet sometime, but you know. Let's go ahead and undo that. There we go. Shall we start coloring it? I guess I could spend a long time shaping this, but there's really not much else to shape. It's pretty straightforward. True. Or Mike, what I could do is just rotate the peacock. We'll have to think about that. Because I like having them both on a 45-degree angle, so that's... wait, I think I know what I'm going to do. We'll just twist it a little bit this way. So we don't have that problem. Let's just twist the body a little bit. So the body is more straight on, but the head is turned. Sure. Oh, look, I have my first little stray. I have to fix these when I see them. Sometimes it happens. It happens to everybody. All right, I'm going to map out some basic colors, and then think once I do that, I'm probably going to end the stream, unless you want to see me fix the column. That'll be kind of boring. But let's get a few basic colors going, and maybe we can get some detailing in the head at least. I don't want to detail too much of the body until I get the tail started, because the tail is actually on top of the body a little bit. So if I'm going to be reshaping that at all, I would just want base colors. So I think it's a very bright blue, and it's kind of shiny. So I'm going to start off with lapis for the body. And the wings are a little bit grayish brown. Okay, so there are 3 front claws. That's good to know. I can adjust that easily enough. And the legs are kind of like this color, this light sandy color. I'll probably end up doing them in sandstone. I'll just have to get the special block for that. Anyway, the wings is what I'm looking for a block for. It's going to be probably something like that. It's going to have something else mixed in, but we'll use this as a placeholder for now. We'll go ahead and fix those feet. Let's put one in the middle here. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything crazy with these. I'm just going to, not going to put them on any weird angles. I'm just going to try to build them straight out. That one looks better than this one. Maybe I should just copy it. Copy and flip it. I think I'll do that. It'll be so much easier than what I'm doing right now. There isn't really a middle point. Let's do copy there. Oh, I didn't need to paste -A. Whoops. Need to paste. Beanie, if you don't stop, I'm going to mute you. Or I'll have somebody mute you. You don't need to keep going on about it. Yes, and I do realize I have like a knee somewhere in there. But again, I'm not going to worry about the little details right now. Okay, moving on to some painting, some basic painting. Oh, let me get some emerald too, just to kind of, yeah, just to help me map out where the tail's gonna go. So I'm gonna do that first actually. So the tail is going to start somewhere up here. I'm really nervous about coloring this so early on. I've barely shaped it, I feel like. Okay, let's start here. And the tail is gonna start there and kind of go down, and then it will flow down the pillar. I can actually smooth it a little bit with that. Once I start adding too many colors, I won't be able to use voxel efficiently. That's why I'm being very careful not to color it before I'm ready to. Spray paint the bird. Oh, I forgot to get the color for the legs. That's here. I cannot spray paint that. I'm going to leave them unpainted and I'll just do a quick replace. Okay, feathers. This is a little darker than what the wings are supposed to be. I know, it's just temporary. Just temporary. Just to kind of figure out where they're gonna go. And I overpainted there, just a little bit. Okay, let's get this blue on. Thank you, Natalie. Yes, I'm probably not going to stream for too much longer. We're just going to add a few base colors to this peacock just so it kind of looks like something. So we don't just have this massive gold thing on top of a column. Or a pillar, I guess that would work too. But yes, we're just gonna maybe we'll do the head at least. We can get the head done because it's so small, shouldn't take too long. Hello, Vevsky. Welcome. Haha, true, Mike. So true. But what's the fun in that, really? I know I just colored the whole head blue, but it's okay. I think I'm going to color it by hand or something. Okay, now the legs down here. I'm probably going to fix them later, but for now, whoa, didn't realize I was that far off. Going to replace 41 with 43.9, which is the ID for smooth sandstone. Since I am building in 1.12, it's not, it's a secret block still in this version. So sad. Okay, now the beak, no, the head, has a little bit of black in it. I'm going to use black coal just because I like how it has a texture and it's not just solid black. And probably some concrete for the white, because concrete is a little bit more grayish. It's not pure white, especially when you look at it next to the quartz, a little bit more gray. Oh, hey Seb, how's it going? Oh, that's so sad, Mike. Yeah, I'm still waiting for replay to come out in 1.13. As soon as replay does come out though, we do have Forge now, so I think replay can start getting their mod updated. I'll be able to start doing my tutorials in 1.13, but my time lapses and large builds will probably still be in 1.12. I just realized I did this wrong. Whoops, the black does not go all the way around. I might have to double check all my colorings later, but you know, doesn't matter so much right now. And their eyes are completely black. Goodness, there's so much black here. We're gonna use this black and a black glass. This is how I like to do my eyes anyway. I just dropped it. I just dropped that too. I'm dropping everything. Okay, so I'm going to put a black concrete like in the back. It doesn't really matter. And then, let me see, I'm trying to get it as symmetrical as I can. It's kind of hard. Put that there. And then we'll put a couple of glass blocks under here though. And I know you can't really see it. Can't really see much of a difference here. Unless I decided to add a highlight to the eye, in which case I would just remove. Okay, let's try it. It's not typical in a peacock, but if I were to do that, that looks a little weird. I don't like it. I think the black looks better. Oh, this is a little bit off, isn't it? I need to go back one block. My head is still not symmetrical. See how off it is? This needs to go here. This needs to go here. It's completely messed up. As long as the eyes are right, I think that's all I care about. That looks right. And, okay. This is black all the way. Actually, probably white here. I'm not stressing. This is just me thinking through things. But when it comes to something like the head, I do want it to be a little more, especially with the eyes and the beak. Kind of does have to have some symmetry there. All right, and this white, we should probably put a white block right there. And there is a little strip of white here, but I almost feel like a full block would be too much, so I'm going to use a slab instead. And we'll see how that looks. And of course the beak is not going to be blue. It's going to be whatever block I can find to match that color. Let's try it with birch. It's going to be the closest I can find right now. Possibly oak. Maybe we'll try oak. I don't know. I don't know, Sam. Okay, remove this beak, come in the new beak. Maybe I'll just do all slabs. I actually kind of like the idea of doing all slabs. Just to make it, oops, like that. Not quite, almost. It's kind of this shape, but on a smaller scale. It's just hard to translate that into Minecraft. Which version are we talking about, Sib? Are we talking about 1.14 or 1.13? I lose all touch with all the versions since I only play 1.12 for building. But I do know in 1.13 it's like the prismarine and I'm not sure what other new ones other than that. That's the first one I can think of. I'm going to, yeah, that's fine. We'll just keep that there for now. It's not my favorite. Let's see what that looks like. It's okay. I don't think we can do much better than that with this scale. Ha, gotcha. Yeah, 1.14 is introducing a lot of new stairs and slabs for lots of blocks, like, who said it? Like somebody said, my chat just scrolled past that. But yeah, a lot of new stones. A lot of the stones are going to be getting stairs and slabs in 1.14. Sadly, I won't get a chance to use those for quite a while in my builds until all the plugins can be working for them. But I'm fine with that because I'm not really needy on new blocks right now. 1.12 has plenty for me to build with, so. I think the neck needs to be a little skinnier. Just a little bit on the front. Just reshaping it a little more. And we'll add the whatever you call them on top. I don't know what they're called, on top of the peacock's head. Probably want to start mixing in some blocks too. Let's see, so probably want to use some of this and some of this, just to add a little variety to the peacock. It looks weird up close, but it'll look better once we get farther away. Beanie, I'm putting you in timeout because you just keep repeating the same things over and over. I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer, but we don't need that right now. All right, let's get these feathery things on top. I'm just building away. Let's get, fence won't work. I'm almost wondering, well, let me explore my options. I'm almost wondering if web would be a good idea. I'll have to try it anyway and see. Or glass panes might be the best way to go. That might be the best way to go, because it is a very white color that I need, and it needs to be really thin. So let's try this. The only problem with the panes is, yeah, like they kind of can't get them shaped quite right. Hello Remix, how's it going? This looks so weird. I don't think webs would look any better. I think those would look worse. We'll figure this out. I think I'm just gonna have them all like kind of angled like a little bit just so I can get the panes. Oops, that's the wrong block. Well, we could mix these up, I suppose. Or, I guess it doesn't even have to be connected. It could just be kind of floating. Okay, let's restart. Let's try something else. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the top first, and then I'll just connect it later. Because I need to know how much to include. About that much, I would say. Oh, what is that black on my screen? I don't know if that's showing up on screen, but my screen keeps blacking out. I'm not sure why. For contrast, well, they're very white. Whatever these are connecting these feathers, they're very bright. They're very, very light. So I don't want to add anything darker here to make them stand out even more. We'll just go with this and see how it looks. And kind of mix it up a little bit. Bye, Dylan. Thanks for coming by. How's that look? I think that looks okay. I don't think we can get it much better than that. Once you step back, it looks fine. It just looks a little weird up close. Ooh, looking at the front, I'm gonna have to fix the neck there. Do have a few shaping things, and I've almost been streaming for 2 hours, so I'm probably gonna end it here pretty soon. I also don't want to get into too much more detail, because then I'd be streaming for another 2 hours, and we can save that for another time. But this is a pretty good start. Yeah, we need to fix up this little bit here. And check every angle. You probably wouldn't mind, but I do need to take a break from this. Yes. We'll have to go through and texture everything. I kind of started it up here. We'll have to rethink our palette next time too. I'm not sure if I'm set on how I'm using those blues right now. Tee hee hee. I'm glad you like my tee hee hee. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. I'm kind of feeling tired of working on this peacock, to be honest, but we got a good start. Thank you guys for coming and watching me. Probably, I don't know when I'll be streaming again, but when I do stream again, I'll probably just continue working on this in stream. Probably not going to do anything outside of stream, because I got other things to do, but you know. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. Oh, and when I stream, it's really, yeah, I don't really have a schedule or anything, but I'm probably going to stream either around the same time or slightly earlier. It's usually in the late afternoon or early afternoon. Early evening for me when I'm streaming. It'll probably be around the same time, Clumsy. He doesn't have a name yet, Samuel. You'll have to think of one for next time. Okay? Bye, guys.